recording and
Oh, I forgot to tell Ashley about that.
streaming.
Are you going? What are you doing?
It's
What's
live.
going on?
Yeah, it's live now.
It's live.
It takes about 10, 15, 20 seconds for it to basically filter through Twitch's system and then appear in the the preview, the monitor, basically, so that you can see what you're doing.
Ooh, 172 total views.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, joking aside to a degree on the whole language policing thing, it turns out that it's actually a good idea to keep your language clean.
Not salty?
Not salty, no. We can't have any salty language. Because YouTube actually does flag videos that it thinks are salty.
Well, I think what we need is like a list of words that they think are okay and not okay.
Good luck getting that from YouTube.
Somebody must have a pretty good idea.
Well,
I mean, okay, like, but
go on.
okay, so like Philip DeFranco, right?
Yes.
I mean, he starts out his thing and he says, "What's up, you beautiful bastards?"
Yeah.
And it's like, so these bastards, okay? I mean, he says it at the beginning of every video.
Yes, that's probably also why most of his videos are flagged.
But I think, and then he appeals it though, right? Or like.
But that's the problem. You shouldn't have to appeal it from the point of view, because the thing is, and we are live, just to remind you.
So I shouldn't have said bastards?
Probably not, no. But the thing is that it's not so much the fact that it happens, it's the fact that you then have to go through the whole appeals process and you have to wait on them. And depending on, well, I mean, Cat Spits in particular is a small channel. So, if people like DeFranco have issues trying to get feedback from YouTube, and he's got several million subscribers with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views, it doesn't bode too well for much smaller channels with less than 1,000 views per video and 1,000 subscribers, because that's YouTube's cutoff point. So the videos ironically, each of the Twitch streams that have been mirrored to YouTube have all been flagged as not friendly for advertisers. Every single one of them. And as
but I don't think we really say anything bad.
We don't.
Like,
we don't. I mean, as per the last. Well, as per all of them, the language, we make sure that the language is clean, because that's not what this is about. That's not what these videos are about. It's not a Philip DeFranco or some YouTube vlog. That's not what these things are about, although this particular couple of minutes at the beginning of this video might discount that. But the video shouldn't be being picked up and flagged anyway. So there must be keywords. There must be keywords within the descriptions or the tags that you assign to the videos that YouTube is just automatically flagging, because those words are also associated with videos and content that it's previously flagged.
Maybe they don't like the word shenanigans.
I did think that, funnily enough. But, shenanigans isn't a pejorative in any sense, or well, it's not a pejorative at all. It just means shenanigans.
But it could apply that you're up to some kind of shenanigans you shouldn't be.
Yes, there could be the implication, and because it's been used by others that have been up to shenanigans, then it's possible that it's being automatically tagged by YouTube, which then flags the video.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking that since I already said bastards, that's one word that we should be allowed to say and for the next hour, because it's already happened.
Well, yeah, yes, it's. I mean, the cat's out of the
Unless
bag from that point of view. There's no
not that it's
going
a word
back
I
now.
don't use. Yeah. But I could try. Maybe some word I use a lot, I'll just say that instead.
Well, yes, I mean, but it's
Instead of create mode, we'll just say bastards.
no, that probably won't help.
Come on, that's a great idea. I have the best idea. Oh, wait, is Polly, can you hear me? Are you in the, oh, maybe she's not. I don't know. She said, it just seems very apropos because she said, oh, wait, are you listening on Twitch, Polly? She said she's not going to be on voice today because she swears she's working and she swears a lot while she works.
That's all right.
But she might listen in. Yeah, but I don't know if she's there.
Well, apparently there are 5 people watching, and probably 3 of those are.
Oh, she's there lurking.
Yeah,
So she did hear the swearing.
No, but
that's going to be her.
It does.
Never join.
Sorry.
Again. That's going to be her excuse to never join in again.
Yeah. No, but it does. I mean, it doesn't cause. Well, it shouldn't cause an issue, but it does. I mean, and that's the problem. It doesn't matter how careful you think you are being, or how careful you may actually be. You could not utter a cuss or any pejoratives anywhere ever, to infinity and beyond, but YouTube's system will flag it for whatever reason it thinks is, whatever the reason is. It will flag it just because it woke up on the wrong side of the memory chip this morning. It'll flag the video.
Well, just for the record, I don't swear very much at all, and it's very easy for me to go an hour or 2 hours or 5 days or whatever without anything that someone might consider a swear. Unless it's shenanigans, I might say that.
Yes, yeah, it's because it's it has its places, but
yeah, I feel like if you swear all the time that you are just it doesn't have as much impact when you do it. So you need to save it up so that people are really shocked that you said that, and that way it has impact.
Well, the whole what the conversation was leading to about the cussing is not so much the cussing. It turns out, apparently, allegedly, somebody's been doing some investigation into the videos that are being flagged by YouTube, and it turns out that in the HTML source code of the videos, there are a number of numerical codes, and if the video is currently demonetized, there are a number of very specific codes in place that it is alleged mean something. So if your video is flagged for rough language, it'll have 102 in the HTML code. If it's offensive, or if it's offensive, it's deemed offensive, it'll be, I don't know, another number. And there are a lot of them. But when the video is checked and remonetized, so it's no longer flagged, you still have some numbers in place. And these seem to be, so there's basically two sets of numbers. There's a set for what appear to be just adverts. They seem to be relative to advert categories, and then there's another set which seem to be to do with policy violation issues. So if your video is remonetized, the policy violation numbers disappear, but the advert numbers still appear in videos. And the way you can check this is checking those numbers against videos that have never been flagged, which is what I've done. If you check the numbers, there are advert categories in most of the videos, but the flagging numbers aren't. So there's a controversy being blown up about the presence of these numbers, but we have to be careful whether these numbers are universal or not, because they mean something completely different. The numbers might have a legitimate reason for being there as advert categories, whereas the other stuff is only there when videos are flagged. But the fact of the matter is, videos do get flagged for just completely ridiculous reasons.
Yeah. Well, wait, so can you see what your code is? Did you look it up?
Yeah, it's just, if you on a it's HTML code, so if you just right click on a video and do
your code that you have.
Oh yes, it was it's 102, which is I wrote it down. It basically was cursing or rough language, and that was in the video, which had that was Monday's video, one with Code Rodent in.
Oh, that said we had bad language?
Yeah, apparently there was bad language throughout that. So
I'm pretty sure that's not really true.
It's not true at all. There was
audience is 5 years old or something, and like don't say poop or something, because
at several points in the conversation, the word "but" was mentioned. B-U-T, as in, but I don't think that is correct.
Yeah, that can't be a word that you can't use. That even if it's "but" as in buttocks, like I don't think that's a swear word.
No.
Oh, it's not even. It's not PG-13 or anything.
No. But the whole system is just, it causes so many problems and headaches, because it's even, as you just pointed out, legitimate language use becomes suspect, because even though you may be using the word correctly in context, it doesn't matter. If YouTube finds that word, however it's finding the words, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, well, how on earth is it actually finding these words? Because it essentially means that the AI as an algorithm has to listen to the audio and determine what the words are. So it's essentially, in theory, they could be saving people a lot of translation work by providing that analysis as a transcript, because obviously it has to determine what the words are, and if it's able to do that, then it can do all the transcript for everybody.
Yeah. I don't know. Like YouTube is owned by Google, and my experience of Google translating like my voice messages, they don't come out right at all. Or when I do voice to text, like messed up all the time. The crazy things IMVU thinks I'm saying, or that IMVU that Google thinks I'm saying, not what I'm saying at all.
No, no.
Well, maybe we should just not worry so much about YouTube and worry about Twitch.
Well, Twitch has its own issues. If, for example, on it doesn't do it live because obviously it can't do it live, but on replay, videos that have audio that it thinks is suspect, it will just silence the video, silence the audio in the stream, in the video, in the replay. So you can be watching, you could be watching an alchemist turning lead into gold, but if he had a Justin Bieber song playing in the background, that entire process of him explaining in explicit detail how you turn lead into gold will be muted. And you'll miss the whole experience.
Well, that's not really good.
No.
Not that I have any lead, so that might not help me. I guess I could get some.
So they're all, they all have issues that you have to work around as content creators.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just feel like if, millions of gamers can use Twitch and not have, issues that I've heard about. I'm sure people have issues, but I mean, like, they're not like, this is so terrible that I can't use it. They know they're using it successfully.
Well, they are, but you have to consider the context in terms of what they're using it for. I mean, most of the videos that gamers stream are just throwaway videos. They're not educational in any sense of the word. They're just entertainment. When you're doing educational material, the context matters, because you're essentially doing the replay value is just as important as the live stream, whereas with the gamers just doing in-game video, it's not. They're all throwaway videos, so they don't care. That it doesn't matter if videos are flagged, but educational stuff, it does.
Oh, I see.
So it gets complicated just because of the way that the systems flag content, and it's then all the paperwork, so to speak, that you have to do to dispute things, to check things, when you have 100 videos, 200 videos, 300 videos, if the latest ones are being flagged, you then have to go through all those videos and check to see which ones are flagged or not, that you may have missed or may have been flagged recently, but not, they may have been flagged recently, but they're old videos. Because that's the other thing. It doesn't matter that the video was just produced, because the algorithms just constantly search through content regardless as to when it was done, because age is of no consequence to whether something is a policy or a policy violation or contains, TOS violations.
Yeah.
A bit like DMCA, I suppose.
You should do like a speed modeling.
A what?
Well, we only have 40 minutes. You should model something. It could be like a speed modeling. No?
Well, what I could have done, I don't know. Let me try this. I don't know if this will work. We need some incidental music.
Oh, yeah. There's some places where you can just pay like, I mean, as long as you don't have too many viewers, you can pay like $15 a month to, well, I don't know if you can use it on Twitch. I don't know what the rules on Twitch are about music. I guess they'll demonetize you or give your money to someone else if
Well,
they.
that's the other issue with the demonetization. Google is assuming that it knows that you have a license for the music. So if you're producing your own music, if you're producing your own music, how does it know that you don't obviously have the license to produce it, to use it?
Wait, oh no, they just, I don't know. They have like a whole thing, like they know, like if you're playing, I don't know, a Beatles song or something, and they detect a Beatles song in your video, then they will like flag it for that.
Yes, if it's a common song, but if it's your own work, because it's music, they will automatically flag it and then rely on you disputing the claim.
I don't know. You think they'll automatically flag it?
I don't know. I've never used music.
Let's use some music and find out what happens.
Right, I've just joined the Zoom meeting from the other, because what we could probably do is go over using Paint 3D.
Oh, what's that?
That's the Microsoft's freebie 3D app.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's try to make a gift box in it.
Well, no, it's super clunky.
Oh, a really simple gift box. This one has cookies in it.
Okay, so let's see if this works. I need to right, okay. I'm not sure how well this will work. Yeah, Polly just added that she had a video with some music in, and you can, well, I don't know how YouTube decides to do this, but they can keep it monetized, but the money goes to the record company or the producer rather than to the person that uploaded the video.
So, Polly, like, what if you use one of your boyfriend's songs or something? Is it possible that they'll be like, "Oh, you stole his song"? I should stop talking with my mouth full or something.
Yeah, Homer.
What?
Homer Simpson.
I don't watch The Simpsons.
Oh.
But I couldn't hear you over my
Yeah,
chewing. Crunching.
So on screen, 3D Microsoft's, well, it's for Windows, it's only available in Windows 10 as far as I'm aware. It might be available in Windows 8.1. but this is Paint 3D, and it's a very basic. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a 3D application, but you can use and construct very simple shapes and content with it. So on screen I've just got a very basic, simple seat made from some blocks, simple blocks.
That looks nice. Can you texture it?
You can, but you're probably subject to the same sort of DMCA considerations with using textures from. I've not looked at the licensing for Paint.
Oh, you mean they have textures built in?
Yeah, there are textures.
Can we add textures?
You can. I've not looked into that specifically.
Do you want me to make one and send it to you?
No, it's okay. The application itself has some.
And you can export to FBX?
Yes. So the only problem with it is that aside from the scaling issues, which we'll get into, you can't make objects unified. So when you export something, I'll just delete that sphere. When you export something, it's composed of, you know, however many objects that item is made from. So with this simple chair, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 objects. So when you import this, it'll have 4 distinct meshes instead of just the one, which you would really want. That's what you actually want to have, is just one mesh, because there isn't, as far as I can see, there isn't a way of connecting all of these together into a single unified mesh. But once you've got your object, you click on the menu, which is top left corner, and it gives you the option to export the file. And you can just click on that, and then it gives you a number of options. We want 3D FBX. Just click on that, and it'll give you the standard Windows dialog box. You can save your file. I've already done that with this particular instance, but you save the file, click save, and it'll save the FBX. And then once you've got the FBX, you derive a product as you normally would do with a furniture item, for instance. So that's the standard furniture item. Goes through the motions of the FBX import. So you click the button, browse to, select your file, open, and you get the skeleton selection thing screen, but it'll, because of the way that the meshes are structured in Paint 3D, it basically says on import that each mesh has its own root node. So it'll list all of them instead of just one. But I'm not sure whether this really matters which one you select, because they're all essentially the same.
Have you tried this before?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So you then.
Not a surprise for you.
Sorry?
It's not a surprise for you. You already know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So you press the Configure FBX button. That loads all the data. And here is where you see. So as Robert was saying on Monday, that IMVU is limited to 100 meshes per object or submeshes. So if you bring in a really complicated mesh, each of the objects that are in the that comprise the object that you're bringing in will each need, well, they'll each be listed, and each one of them will need a mesh ID. So you want the usual 0 to override the default chair, and then each of the other ones just need an incremental ID so that they import correctly. Your materials, those are all brought in. We'll talk about those in a second. But the real kicker is the scaling. The default 1.0 or the 0.01 if you're using Blender, that scaling is woefully small. So you end up having to do, well, actually I'll try it. So if we do 0.01 and import, if we do 1.0 and import, we'll get an error that basically says that the meshes are too small. So it's basically saying they're removed because its size is too small. So you have to abort that. If you do it as 100, it'll probably...
Wait, so the chair is teeny,
yeah.
tiny?
So if we import these again at 100, we'll get the same message. It'll say this time that they're too small to view. So I have to abort that again. If you do 1,000, we started to get somewhere.
That's really sad.
But if we bring this in at 1,000, it's still not the right proportions relative to the avatar. So we have to abort. Well, you can bring them in, but so abort that. So the number that I've found that works is 1,700. And then if you import, you'll get all the materials, everything else seems to be working okay, and then you import changes, does all the conversion, apply changes, and this is what happens. And this, I think, is because of the way Paint 3D uses a canvas backdrop as part of the workspace.
Oh, and the backdrop gets counted as like that's the floor?
Yeah.
Or...
yeah, exactly. So the chair flips on its back because the canvas is seen as the floor, even though it's not actually in the export. You know, it's you disable it or turn it off. So in IMVU, when you bring it in, by default it's flipped on its back, but that can be remedied when you, in the config tab, if you select the original derived items skeleton and click apply changes, and the seat flips up so that it's orientated correctly and it can be used. But you may also have noticed the position of the seat relative to the ground plane and how that imports to IMVU. There's no correlation between the two. So it takes a bit of, I mean, even though you can export things from 3D, Paint 3D, it's going to require some trial and error to get the position correct. And this is still a bit out of whack because obviously her shoulders are buried inside the back of the chair. But
yeah, can we import an avatar, a dummy avatar, into 3D Paint?
I don't think so. It might be possible to open an FBX. Yeah, it looks like it might be possible. Let me see if I can open that. That's a previously saved project. Yeah.
You need to open a...
Well, that was a previously saved project as an FBX, so it's a cube.
Can you open one from the IMVU sample files, like for 3D Studio Max or Blender or something?
I don't have anything to hand on this computer, so I'll have to try. Say that again?
Is this your new computer?
Well, new as in it wasn't something I had previously, so So yes, it looks like it might be possible to bring FBX files into Paint 3D, which would then give you the scale. But it's, you know, given the size of IMVU's avatars and the scaling system that Paint 3D seems to use, which is pixels, it's not units of measurement in terms of meters or feet or yard like it is with 3D Studio Max. It's pixels, which is why the scaling value is so large when you have to bring them in as FBXs into via the import tool, 1700.
1700. Like you would think it would be a multiple of 100.
Well, yeah, it's because it's pixels. If each pixel is a unit of measurement, then you know it's a question of, well, how many pixels are there in a meter? Because that's essentially what you're asking it to try and do. But the thing about this using Paint 3D is that this is just a mesh. There's no underlying structure here in terms of there's no root nodes, there's no skeleton, there's nothing. It's just a mesh or series of meshes that are exported to FBX and imported into IMVU without any particular issues. Because you're then using the default item's skeleton as your underlying skeleton for the object that you're bringing in. So for those that don't want to learn how to use, you know, 3D Studio Max, Blender, Maya, whatever 3D application, you know, it's and they're only really interested in just bringing in simple things, Paint 3D works. Although obviously there are limitations to what you can do.
But okay, but so what version of Windows had Paint 3D?
It's in Windows 10.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. If it's not installed by default, it's available free from the Windows 10 App Store thing.
Okay, I just went to the Windows menu and I typed in Paint 3D and I guess it was installed already.
So you have it?
Yes. All this time I was watching you and I could have been following along or something.
Yeah, or something, yeah.
Or something. What?
Yeah.
I wonder why they put this in there.
Well, the rationale apparently is it's an updated version of Paint, Windows Paint. You know, that old.
Oh, can I just use it the same as Windows Paint?
As far as I'm aware, you can. Yes.
Oh.
In fact.
And that might be why they measure in pixels.
Yes, because you do have. I mean, obviously there is the canvas, but you do have 2D shapes and things that you can assign. So it's just showing us a little star.
Oh, wait, I see a star. What's this? Oh, for the texture.
Yeah, for the texture. And it auto aligns itself with the object.
Oh, it's like giving instructions.
Yeah.
Oh, I see 2D shapes. Oh, and then the cube is for 3D shapes.
Yeah.
Oh.
But, you know, the whole thing is essentially that this is a simple program that you can make stuff for IMVU with.
Oh, they have stickers.
Yeah.
That's ugly. Make 3D. Ooh. Wait, can I make a sticker 3D and then export it?
In theory, yes. I mean, if you can there are some things that you can do to shapes. I've not tested this extensively, but there are some things that you can do. And as long as you can export them to FBX as actual mesh shapes, then you should be able to bring them in to IMVU.
Okay, let me see. I'm going to try.
Well, do you want to share your screen?
Oh, okay. Hold
Share
on.
your screen.
Okay, let's see. Oh, that's not. I have to find our chat. Here it is. Okay, no wait. Oh, Zoom meeting. Here it is. Let's see.
Oh, hang on. I have to stop sharing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. Who knows what it... Wait, I thought I just saved it. Oh, I am saving it. Weird shapes. This is what I made. So I don't know what it's going to be. Let's see here. Oh, maybe I should have tried the lollipop and made that 3D. Oh. Choose a friend. People that don't log in anymore. Okay. That's like the third time I've gotten that today. All right, let's see.
Yep, so derived from a what is it you're importing?
Some shapes.
It's probably best just to do a furniture chair, yeah. Just in case.
Okay. Okay. Is it going to replace? It's not going to replace the chair.
It will do. If it's a mesh, it will replace it.
Oh, okay. Let's see. What is it thinking? I think everything's gonna crash. That's my theory. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. That's expected. Yep. So then click the configure FBX.
Okay. And now where do I need to put 1700 in the scale?
Yes. Try that for the initially. Try 1700. You've got a couple of extra options there: up axis and front axis.
Oh, you don't have that?
No, I didn't have that.
Are you using the latest version?
Probably not. Don't think so.
Do you think I should change the
No, they should be okay. Should be okay with the defaults.
Mine's not a chair anyway.
No.
Shouldn't it? Oh, here. Okay. That I must have. Oh, that all seems fine. Says success.
That's going to be huge. That's interesting.
It's a huge file.
No, it gave a warning that the mesh objects are going to be very large.
Oh, do you think we could be inside of them right now?
Well, if you press the apply changes button.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Yep, that looks big.
That's interesting. So depending on what you actually import, the scaling value is going to be different.
So if I just FBX import again, will it replace what's in here now?
Yes.
Okay, so I could try it at some other size,
Yeah.
500.
Yeah.
You think 500 is too big?
that should be fine. It's just a question of trying different values to see what they do.
I am trying to click this button. I think that it must be a really big file.
It shouldn't be, not if you've got a few.
Well, I have a couple spheres in there, and I don't think we really know how many polygons they make a sphere from.
Right, yeah.
Oh, Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, this thing. It won't let me enter
It's thinking.
this. Yeah, well, I wish it would like have a little hourglass or a thought bubble.
Yeah, so it looks like spheres are out.
I know it's not like you can reduce the polygons
No.
later. Oh, maybe something in there that lets you change them.
Yeah, I've not seen anything, but yeah.
Maybe it's just a little slower now because it's got the stuff that I already put in there and
Yeah.
now some new stuff
Yeah.
too. But my computer is running really loud right now. So if I suddenly disappear,
Those are still
okay.
huge. That's interesting.
Doo-doo-doo.
Oh, and it's crashed.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Oh, Polly knows all about that one. Oh yeah, Polly, I always get that error. I always have to go to the website, but I don't know why. I don't know why it made me do it 3 times today. Okay, I guess close the program. This is what I made.
Right, so if
And
you
I made, how about if I get rid of this one and I get rid of this one?
yes, you see, there's nothing there that I can see that allows you to define the complexity of the meshes.
Well, I'm thinking that this is going to be like half the number of polygons from the last time. Well, I have 18 messages on Slack. That can't be good.
No.
And I can't read them right now because I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah.
And it's super secret,
Yeah.
probably. No, shut up about the gift. Oh my gosh. Am I allowed to say shut up?
That's fine. That's fine.
I already said bastard.
We think that's fine, but, you know, the world according to Google.
Yeah, Google might think that I said something else.
Yeah. Right, so when you import this time, just leave the apply scale value at the default, which is 1.0.
So I shouldn't try like 100 or
no, that looks like it's just too big. So I'm wondering if it could be because you've based your mesh on a 2D sprite. That this, you see, this is the thing. Paint 3D is brilliant in the sense that it allows you to make really simple stuff, but because there's no unified system of scaling in it, that you can't determine how big things are.
Yeah. Well, especially if you were doing 1700 and that doesn't work for me, that's so strange. Yeah. But look how slow it is, and I haven't even tried to import anything yet. Yeah. That just good. Like maybe I should have done it on my other account.
But it's brought in the mesh. It's brought in the mesh. It's brought in the materials. So that's fine, yeah.
And I don't have to try to type a number and apply scale. No. So that's better.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so this time you do need to add a value because it's too small.
Well, we did remove 2 shapes from it, if that makes sense. I'm just going to open a new editor window. Yeah. I think maybe that will help with the crashing. Go away. No, I don't want to save it. Okay. Maybe you should make the cat in 3D. Oh, I only have 8 minutes.
Yeah, I was just looking at the clock. Yeah.
You were like, do, 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 do.
Yeah, we need the incidental music.
Yeah, maybe we should just sing. No? Crickets?
Yeah, crickets. That's the only song you're going to get. It's crickets singing.
All right, let's hear the crickets.
I'll have to catch them first.
We hear you like thumping around, like,
Yeah.
oh, that's Jazz Cat catching crickets.
Well, don't forget as well, of course, you've got Zoom playing and you're probably monitoring the stream. And
oh, yeah, I have Photoshop open.
yeah, so all of that doesn't help.
I could close Photoshop probably. It doesn't even have anything open in it. Let's see. What else can I close? Zoom, then I can't see how many messages I'm missing anymore. Oh, or the screen capture. I don't need that. Or my 38 browser windows.
That is taking a long time to load that.
Is that a bad sign? That doesn't even.
And that was just the editor.
Oh my gosh.
Right, so load the FBX.
I will try.
So try 100.
Oh, not 1,000.
Yeah. Okay, so that's reasonable. So if you click the apply changes now, it's there. It's teeny tiny.
Why was it so big before? That's so weird. And also, is that actually 3D? Because it doesn't look very 3D to me.
It looks like a flat plane with a texture on it.
I 3Dified the image, though.
Well, if you go into the Meshes tab, it's telling us 2 triangles, 4 vertices. So that's a flat plane. So this is exactly what I meant about the trial and error element. You have to do a lot of trial and error to determine exactly how big the thing is.
It's not even the trial and error. It's the like waiting for things to happen. Can I like rotate it around to see if it's actually?
Yes, you can. Those symbols, the bottom one, where the cat is selected. Yeah, if you left click, twist that.
Oh, that's not 3D. What? How did I make it 3D before?
I don't know if you did.
I did. There was a thing that was like, make it 3D. Oh, mixed reality viewer. Ooh.
Oh, that's if you've got goggles.
Oh, I don't have any goggles. Ooh. That might look more exciting with goggles, I guess, then. Or if it was actually 3D.
Yeah.
Maybe if I make a new cat, then it will show me. See here, right here. Make 3D.
So click that.
Turn what you. Okay. Maybe making it 3D just means that I can rotate it this direction.
Well, that looks as if the make 3D just makes it double-sided.
Or makes it rotatable like this. Like, okay, here, let me make another one. Wait, where'd the thingy go? Okay, whatever, that one. Okay. So I'll make another one. and I will not make it 3D,
Yeah,
right?
so it's making it double-sided. It's either a sticker, which is just a flat plane, an image, or it's making it double-sided when you make it 3D. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so
that's
you can
useful.
crop and cut.
Oh, look, you can put pig ears on your cat, I guess. Where'd it go? Pig nose on your cat. Somehow. Oh, I see.
Okay, that's quite funny.
Wait.
It's a cunningly disguised cat.
Now, why? Okay, wait. How do I? Oh, no. Oh, if I make it 3D, then I can flip it.
Yes, you can change its orientation. So it's basically converting them into flat planes that you can then manipulate.
Oh, no, I can't. It doesn't let me select a sticker after I've unselected it. But if I make it 3D, I can. That's weird. Oh, I see. Select it, draw it, move it.
So if you were to export this now, I'm guessing that it will probably make each one of those elements a separate mesh object.
But they'll still be 2D, right?
Yes, I guess.
I think in general, unless you're working with squares, this is probably, once you have a curved line, this is probably a terrible product to use. This is how Matt Danzig always named his files. Yeah. Just like that.
Keyboard mashing.
Yeah, and then he would just go by like the most recent one.
Yeah, so right? If you close that or just re-import.
I'm going to try. Should I try 500 again?
Yeah, try 500. That's better. So apply changes.
Okay, maybe 1700 would have been better.
Yeah, so this is what I mean by the trial and error. You've because it definitely does seem that depending on what the object is, its size isn't going to correlate specifically to what you would expect with IMVU. But with that said, if trial and error is all that's required, so to speak, it's not button pressing, at least you can make basic content with Paint 3D for IMVU.
Yes, but you should use Blender instead.
Well, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to go now.
All right, then we shall end the stream there, and then...
Yes, we will come back Monday, and it will be much more exciting, maybe.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Bye for now.
Yep. Bye for now.